In this video, we're going to be taking a look at 8 great PS4 game deals available right now. Let's get right into it. Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood for $21. MMOs and consoles aren't a match made in heaven, however, Final Fantasy XIV has been one that's made a big impact to the PlayStation 4. And why is that? Well, Final Fantasy is already a big franchise on consoles, especially on PlayStation, so when Final Fantasy XIV released on the PlayStation 4, it's something that a lot of gamers gravitated towards, and now after the Heaven's Ward and Stormblood expansions, it has become an incredible MMO experience. And to get all of that for $21 is a great deal. There is a monthly fee tied to the game, however, you can play it for a month for free, and then you can go from there, but even with the monthly fee, it's a very worthwhile experience.
Ralga's beacon nears its end. Soon, my friends.
Nier Automata for $35. Nier Automata was one of the best games of this year so far. It is an excellent Japanese RPG, and it's a follow-up to a game that I don't think a lot of people expected a follow-up to, the original Nier. The original game was very good, but it did falter in many areas, namely the gameplay, but that was completely remedied with Nier Automata, as it was developed by Platinum Games, so you can expect that great action-style gameplay that Platinum is known for. What is retained is the excellent storytelling, great music, and great world design. For $35, it's still a bit of a steep price. It has been cheaper used, but for a new copy, this is as good as you're gonna get. And for a game of this quality for $35, it's well worth it over at GameStop. Digimon World Cyber Sleuth for $20. Digimon games and the franchise in whole, to be honest, really hasn't found its footing in the West in recent years. Pokemon is still an enormous franchise, but Digimon really comes in and out. You'll see some games, then it'll be gone for a couple of years, and then it'll come back, but in recent years, Bandai Namco has done a really good job in releasing games consistently, and it all began with Digimon World Cyber Sleuth. Now, outside of the Digimon license, this is a very well-made traditional JRPG. It's got that turn-based mechanic that some gamers will find a bit dated, but if you're a fan of the Digimon world, there's a lot of fun to be had with Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. Guilty Gear EXort Violator for $11. Guilty Gear is another franchise that, as far as fighting games go, it's one of the lower key ones. But those that play it really enjoy it, and for a good reason. It's a very stylish fighting game series, and this version upgrades the previous Guilty Gear EXort sign. There's also a sequel to this game, but that title is still like $40, so if you want a cheaper entry into the Guilty Gear franchise, this is the best option. Guilty Gear EXort Violator is available for $11 at Amazon. Yooka-Laylee for $20. Yooka-Laylee is a very nostalgic platformer that was funded with the help of Kickstarter. It was developed by former Rare employees that worked on titles such as Banjo-Kazooie and other titles from the N64 days. Many do see it as more of a nostalgic game, so if you didn't play those games of past, maybe it won't be up your alley, but it does capture that nostalgia even with a bit of outdated gameplay. For just $20 at GameStop, this is the perfect price to drop on Yooka-Laylee. Diablo III Ultimate Evil Edition for $15. If you're looking to get your absolute money's worth out of a game, it doesn't get much better than Diablo III Ultimate Evil Edition. You've got Diablo 3, you've got the expansion, and that is an enormous amount of content for your money. At this point, if you haven't played Diablo, or at least you haven't heard of it, you're probably living under a rock when it comes to the gaming world, or you were never too versed into the PC side of things, because Diablo has always been more of a PC-centric experience, but it does transition very well over onto the PlayStation 4. It looks and runs great, and playing it on a controller, while it's not as ideal to many as a keyboard and mouse, it more than gets the job done. And for just $15 at GameStop, this is a great pickup if you want to spend a lot of hours in a game. Elite Dangerous Legendary Edition for $30. Elite Dangerous is a space adventure, trading, and combat simulation game developed and published by Frontier Development. You pilot a spaceship and you explore a realistic 1-to-1 scale open-world galaxy based on the real Milky Way. The gameplay is very open-ended, and it features massively multiplayer gameplay with players' actions affecting the narrative story of the game's persistent universe. And it also retains single-player options. It's a very vast and interesting game. While $30 is steep, it did just release back in June, so it's not too expensive, and it's a solid pickup if you're looking to get really invested into a game. And finally, Sniper Elite 4 for $30. Sniper Elite 4 has not gained the traction and popularity that I think a lot of gamers expected it to. An open-world stealth game based around being a sniper sounds like a game that would really appeal to the masses, but it hasn't really taken off commercially. However, Sniper Elite 4 released earlier this year, and it is a very good game. Visually, it looks really good. The sniper kills are a blast to look at over and over again. It's got a sizable amount of content, and the gameplay is pretty well done. Once again, $30 is a little steep for a game like this, but it did release just back in February, so you can't expect it to be like $15. So it is a solid pickup, and if you're a fan of the franchise, well, this is gonna be right up your alley.
The time to strike. And a time to move.
So that wraps up 8 amazing PS4 game deals right now. What do you think? Are you picking any of these up? Let us know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.